Alright guys, welcome back to Hood's Custom Shop. So today I'm going to be cutting some bow ties to put down the center of this table right here. I have a couple of spots that are trying to come apart. I'm going to end up using some CA glue to fill that in. It probably wouldn't come apart, but I want to add a little feature into this and have some bow ties in here on the center seam just to, I don't know, just have another visual aspect to it. And I think it's going to make it really nice. So we're going to do some bow tie inlays in this. Let me get over here in the other side of the wood shop and get some of those cut out. And we'll come over here and cut the relief in and get those installed. So let's get after it. All right guys, so I just got back from my local Lowe's. I don't have a Home Depot around here, so I can't really go shopping there very easily. I mean, there is one around here. It's just pretty far away. We have a Lowe's that's pretty close by, and so that's usually where I go. So I picked up a 10-pack of some paint stirrers. One thing I've been doing wrong with my polyurethane is I've been shaking it up, and they say not to do that. They say to stir it. I didn't realize that till I read the directions. But anyways, I've got this new, to me, polyurethane here. It's Minwax, fast drying polyurethane. The label looks different. It's not the same clear semi-gloss that I'm used to using. You guys, you've seen that on a lot of my projects. But this right here is warm gloss. So, I don't know. And it says professional results guaranteed. So anyways, this right here is somewhere around $12 a quart. I think that's a quart. 35 fluid ounces, whatever that is. I thought that was a quart, but I don't know what 35 fluid ounces is. 35 fluid ounces. I think that's a quart can right there. But anyways, so there's like $24, $25 right there. And those two cans right there, I'm hoping this will be enough to do the finish on this tabletop. It's a 6'6" by, I think it was like 4 foot wide. I can't really remember how wide it was. But guys, I've been trying to use this spar urethane right here. Every time I use it, I have trouble getting that to set up. I don't know if it's went bad or what it is, but I'm not using it anymore. I'm not messing with it. This fast drying stuff right here, as far as the clear semi-gloss, I've never had any trouble with it. But this right here is a little different. This is the warm gloss, so we're going to be trying that out. But anyway, so I come over here in the shop after showing you guys all that over there on the other side. I've made a little bow tie template here, so we're going to be using this nice little chunk of spalted, I don't even know what it is. I think it's spalted elm. We're going to use that right there just because I think it's going to look really cool with that spalting in it. And we're going to cut some bow ties out of it, and we'll use those on the table. So let's get after it. The first thing I need to probably do is I probably need to run this through the planer and get it a uniform thickness, because this thing is not uniform on thickness at all. It's all wavy and everything. It's not straight. So we'll run that through the planer a few times, get her straightened out, get it thinned down. That's probably one of the biggest things. I need to get it thinned down because that's quite a bit thicker than what I want to do. So anyways, let's run it through the planer. All right guys, I got my Porter Cable 12.5-inch planer. It's 12.5 or 13-inch, I can't remember. But anyways, got that up here on the workbench, and so now we're gonna start running this board through here, and hopefully it doesn't mess up. I've got some pretty dull blades on there. I need to get another set of blades, but those things went up in price also. So unfortunately, I can't get new blades. We're just gonna have to make these work. And I may end up having to hone these by hand to resharpen them. And if I end up doing that, I'll show you guys how I do it if it works out. So anyways, let's flatten this board. All right, guys, so I got it planed down to 3/4 of an inch thick. That's about what I want to be using. And I got my little template here that I made out of some polycarbonate. And we picked out the top face, so we're going to be using that to kind of lay things out here just how we want them. And I don't know just how I want it. Basically, kind of what you want is you want your wood grain running this way in your bow tie, because that's where your strength is at. I mean, if you run it sideways like this, you're just not going to have the strength from this piece to hold the other piece together. So you want your grain running this direction pretty much in it. And so we look at this grain right here, and we have a little bit of a sweeping pattern right here. And then over in this area, it kind of starts going this way. And then over here, the grain's kind of running this way. Over here, it's running this direction. So we've got a lot of flow of grain here. So we want to try our best to keep it fairly straight in this piece right here. So we want to always take that into account when we're laying this out. I'm using a mechanical pencil here to get the finest line I can. I think, let's see. I want to get that little feature right here included in this. So I'm looking at things like that, like what I want to get captured in this piece. And let's see. I just can't get it close enough to get all of this over here. I mean, that would be super nice if I could. I think right there is going to be the best I can get. Just going to trace it out. You want to be super, super precise on making these, getting them sanded directly down to the line, and then transferring that over to the tabletop, and then cutting that very, very precisely so that these fit extremely precise. Precision is going to make all the difference, to be honest with you, on how this looks. So I want you guys to always remember that. I think that would be a nice one right there if I can capture that and keep this out of it. Let's see. Oh, my corner was off. Dadgummit. Messed that up, didn't I? Get that corner tucked in there. Right now, I only need 4 of these. So Let's see. Oh, it moved on me. Make sure we're right. This one may not be such a good one. That corner, I still got it dropped off there, so that's not going to be very good. I really need to redo that. All right, we've got a few of them here we can take over there to the bandsaw and start cutting these out. So let's do that. Wow, that's a lot of dust coming off of that. I probably should have had my respirator on, so I wouldn't have been breathing all that, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I've got 5 bow ties here out of some spalted elm. Pretty nice looking. Let's get these laid out here. Kind of pick out the faces again. I kind of like that side. Huh. I like that one. That one's a tough one. I like both sides of that. We'll go with that. That. And that. So these will be the top sides right here. So I can go ahead and mark them with an X. That'll help me keep track of which ones go on the top, or which ones are the top side. Alright guys, so not only do you want to mark which side you want to face up, but you also want to number these, and I like to be simple, okay? I like to just go from left to right, just like you read something from left to right. And this is the side I would be standing on of the table whenever I'm laying this out or whatever, so it doesn't really matter where they go as long as you put them in the same spot. If you was to pop it out or something, whatever, you need to make sure it goes back in the same spot, because these are not all the same. Okay, they're all a little bit different because I hand sanded them down to the line. So they're going to be just ever so slightly different, and one will not interchange with the other one. So we're going to number these 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's number 1. And this will get sanded off. Here's number 2. All right, now these do not have to go at a precise measurement. They just need to be roughly laid out to look kind of uniform or whatever. And you can move these, however you like this right here. You can cock them to one side or whatever, something like that. Make it a little wonky looking or something. There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? Or you can make it perfect, or you can just set it on there, get it fairly close, but not absolutely perfect, right? And that's going to look pretty good. Okay, it's going to look a little more formal. Okay, it's going to go along with a lot of I don't know, like if you had this at a wedding or something, it's going to look a little more formal. It's not going to look all wonky. Like, if you get all crazy with it, somebody may not really like that too much. And then, some people might like it. I don't know. You tell me. But I think on this one, I think we just kind of want to go with almost just, normal, right? I think something like that right there. We don't want it absolutely perfect, perfectly perfect straight, but fairly close is kind of what I'm looking for in this table here. Just to make it look like I actually tried a little bit. All right, so now I want to go around and trace these out. Again, I'm using a mechanical pencil to try to get that perfectly fine line on there. All right, so now what I need to do is find out which chisel fits in there the best and go through and mark my knife edges in there, and then I'll go through and remove most of the material with the router. I've already got a bit, just changed the bit out right here. This is just a straight plunge or straight router bit, whatever. I think that's a 1/4 inch or so. I'll use that to remove most of the material. And a really nice thing about this router is it has LED lights in it, so it kind of lights things up for you. In a room like this right here that's not very well lit, that's really helpful. So it's another reason I like this. A nice little router. It works great for stuff like this right here. And if I have to, I could put my bigger base on here, but with these right here, I'm pretty sure I can work with what I got here. And I already set my depth right here to where that right there goes pretty much just as deep as these right here. I actually don't want to go as deep as this because I want these to stick out a little bit. Proud of this surface because I don't want them to go down lower. I want them actually sticking up a little bit, and I'll sand those down to the tabletop surface. So anyways, let me get busy. All right, guys, so now I got this all dusted off and everything. What I have left to do is just go in and cut along the knife edge with a chisel, get it finished, shaped out to fit each one of these in there, get it just absolutely as close as perfect as I can get it, and then we're going to glue these in and knock them in there with the mallet. So let's get her done. I can't hardly see because of the shadows in here. I know you guys probably can't either. Alright. I think that's going to fit. Let me go grab the glue real quick. Let's put some glue in there and get her glued in. All right, guys, we got all of the spalted maple bow ties in the table here, as you can see. And now I need to start working those down. I'm going to use my block plane. I wish I had a better hand plane for doing this, but it's what I've got. So I'm going to use that to start knocking these down and get them sanded flat. And we'll just see how far we get tonight. And yeah, so here we go. Kind of working against the grain, it looks like. You gotta watch that, because if you don't, you'll have a bunch of tear out. You don't want that. All right. Works for me. All right, guys, we got all the all the bow ties knocked down pretty close to flush with the top surface of the table. Now I'm going to go through with some 80 grit sandpaper, kind of go over the whole thing, smooth it out. Then I'm just going to go ahead and jump back up to 220 grit. Yeah, I'm out of breath, but that's a lot of little shavings that I just took off. So anyways, let's get after it. All right, guys, so I got all of the bow ties in the tabletop here. I've got it sanded down with some 80 grit. I'm going to actually jump up to 220. But first, I got to wet it down. And the reason you do that, you wet it before your final sand, and that helps raise the wood grain, and it will actually make it a lot smoother. So you wet it down, let it dry, that raises the wood grain, then you do your final sanding. But the added benefit of that for video purposes is that you get to see that wood grain pop whenever it gets wet. So here we go, let's check this out. All right, so here's what it looks like right now. Some nice spalted maple bow ties in here. So let's start wiping this thing down. And now my screen went black on me. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's going to be very similar to what it looks like when it's done. When I got the finish on it. Well, that's drying this rag out pretty quick. That wood's just soaking it. I know I'm probably shaking you guys around, but let me get this wiped on here real quick and we'll take a good look at it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Very, very nice, guys. Look at this. All right, feast your eyes on that. Man. I've actually been kind of considering doing a rubbed polyurethane finish on this, which would actually make it look a lot like that right there. It might have a little more gloss to it. Look at that. Oh yeah. Man, I just can't get enough of that. I wish my screen would stop going dark on me. Oh man, that is nice looking. Oh, look at that one. So much figure in that. Try not to shake the camera. Oh, my arm is getting tired. So you guys just seen what this looked like, all wet down and everything, wiped down and all that. Now it's starting to dry, so you can kind of see what it looks like now. Look at this thing. That is super nice. I know you guys are just going to be like, your jaws are going to drop whenever you see me spray the finish on this thing. I think I'm going to have to get some more lights in here, and definitely do it during the daytime with the garage door open, so you guys can really get a lot more natural light in here and really kind of see what I see when I spray this. With these couple of lights that I got in here right now, you guys really ain't going to notice or see what I see whenever I spray that on. So I want to have a lot of natural light in here. I might get a few other lights in here to kind of brighten it up just a little bit. But yeah, this thing is going to look super, super nice. I can't stop staring at it. And right here's the X-brace table legs for it. Here's Tracy's coffee table right there. And this right here is the stretcher that's going to go in between those legs right there underneath this table right here. I do have some leveler feet that I got to insert into the bottom of the X-brace legs. That way it can be a little bit up off the floor, and you know, if your floor is not perfectly flat like most people's floors aren't, I mean, it's really hard to find a floor that's actually flat and perfectly straight. But it'll make it to where you can get it up off the floor a little bit. So if there's like a minor flood in your house or something, like let's say your dishwasher, your sink overflows and gets a little water on the floor, it's not going to be soaking up into the legs or the feet of the table and kind of staining and messing that up. So that's another great reason to have leveler feet on the bottom of your furniture like this. I mean, this is not going to be a cheap table by any means. I've talked to my brother. He's bought some little bit higher end furniture, like a table and chairs and stuff, and he told me he spent a pretty penny on what he got. And basically, you know, $4,000 for what this table is going to be when it's finished is actually a pretty decent price. A lot of people have told me that, and that is me. Just the only reason I threw that number out there is because of I know how much time I have in it. I know how much the wood is worth that's in it, and yeah, it's probably around $4,000 to $4,500. I don't know that I'll sell it for that. I might sell it for a little less. I would love to get as much as I possibly can out of it, but at the same time, I've got to sell it as quick as possible and make some money off of it so I can keep going, right? So anyways, I don't know how much it'll sell for. We may end up doing an auction or something. I may take it here locally to some local furniture stores and see if they want to buy it, maybe for a discount price, if they want to start buying stuff from me and put me in business, you know. Make this actually a legitimate job so I don't have to go back to driving a truck. I really don't want to have to do that, but they're very tight right now, very, very tight. It's rough. I know it is for a lot of y'all. And I'm trying everything I can to make this work. Building your own business is not easy. It's never been easy. Every time I've built a business, which has only been once before actually, or twice before, but legitimate business, you know, once before I was, you know, when I was a kid, I started up a lawn mowing business, right? That wasn't easy. It was a lot easier than this, but it wasn't easy. Then I started up a trucking company. That really wasn't easy. That took 6-7 years of my life to do that. And in the end, I don't even know why I was doing it. And that's why I sold my truck and got out of it. And this is what I've been wanting to do. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this all going. Eventually, I might start making the legs out of steel just to make it faster, or I might start buying the legs and just doing the tabletops here. I've got to build a router sled, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things I got to do to really improve the way this whole setup works and everything, and really streamline things and make it to where I make more profit off of making stuff like this. Because right now I've got several weeks of work into this right here, and there's some machinery and things out there that would really, really, really speed up every aspect of the process. If I could find somebody locally that could, if they have like a belt fed drum sander or something that can finish these out, maybe I can get several of these done and take them to them, pay them a little bit of money to run them through their sander and get them sanded out and nice and perfect for me. Then I can bring them back and spray the finish on and all that kind of stuff and do all the little detail work. But yeah, I mean, it's just things like that right there. I don't have anybody in this area that has a drum sander that's big enough to do a tabletop like this. So I may have to build my own. Or, maybe I can sell the Mustang and come up with the money to buy something like that. There's another problem there. I don't even have a building or shop or anything to house anything like that. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of the struggles of what I'm facing to try and build a business like this. I need a bunch of dirt work done back over here, a propane tank moved. Talked a little bit about that before. And then I need a big shop built. I don't care if it has walls on it. It just needs to have a roof. And then I can put tarps on the walls if I have to, so I can heat it in the wintertime. And I got to figure out how to get maybe an employee or two here. Kind of been talking to my father-in-law. Might be able to get him to come out and help a little bit. If I just have one other person, man, it would make all the difference in the world for someone else to be out here helping me get this stuff done. And I know it's really hard to find a job right now. I know I've been out there myself, and it just every time I go look for a job, it just seems more evident that my only real choice is to just get after it and make my own business out of this. It doesn't seem like I have a choice anymore. I mean, I look at what they pay at jobs around here now, and yeah, I don't know, guys. I've got to do something, and I guess my only choice is to become an employer and do stuff like this right here. I got to start being a salesman, I guess, or I got to hire someone to be that salesman or saleswoman even. I've tried to recruit my wife to take care of sales and stuff, to market things, and I don't think she wants to. So I'm probably going to have to end up hiring someone to do that. And when you got no money, that's really hard to do. I don't know if I can go to a bank and get a loan, all that kind of stuff. It's just so much stuff I don't know because I've never tried to run a business off of a loan. I don't want to. To me, that's the wrong way to do it. So if I can sell this right here for somewhere around $4,000, maybe that'll be enough to help me get someone hired on, maybe a couple of people hired on and pay them for a little while. And maybe things will take off and I can get a few more of these done and sold. And things can, really take off from there. The problem I really have is if I hire somebody, it's going to be really rough conditions. I mean, if the weather's bad, it's working inside in this tiny little shop. I'm probably actually going to move my little shed back here that's in my backyard. I'm probably going to move it up here and towards the front yard and end up using that as like maybe a finish room or a sanding room. I don't know. I'll get it figured out eventually. But anyways, I think that's enough, guys. I'll be talking all night long if I don't quit now. So hope you guys have enjoyed this right here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.